Hey everybody, it's Kanithi again. So, right about now, I'm going to be doing a peer evaluation for Julian Kramer for his introduction speech for Joanna Gaines. If you're not familiar with Joanna Gaines, then in Julian's speech, you will later find out that Joanna Gaines is a host for a HGTV show called Fixer Upper, along with her husband Chip, where they renovate old homes in Texas for their clients. Now, throughout the entirety of Julian's speech, he did present a very well chosen topic person. You know, if you watch HGTV or anything like that, or even if you're from Texas, you're in that area where they're from, you're pretty familiar about who Joanna Gaines is and what she and her husband Chip do for their clients for then their Magnolia empire. One thing that I did like that he didn't really start off with like the reasons why he wanted to choose Joanna as his person of interest. I mean, like I said, she's a good person to choose, but why do you why have he chosen her as his person of interest? And I think that's just what's kind of lacking, or maybe I missed it. I'm not sure, but my personal opinion is like I kind of missed the reasons why he chose Joanna as his person of interest. But I will say that his speech was well structured, how he started from her origins of her being a little kid, and then also bringing to a fun fact that if most people don't know, that Joanna Gaines does not have a degree in design. She has a degree in communications, to which she actually interned in New York, but that actually fueled her love for design, which led to the Magnolia Empire. So I liked that he brought up her grassroots into now being the person that she is today. I thought that was very well done. He spoke very well, very clearly, so you were able to feel his passion for the person, well, for Joanna or anything like that, everything that he had to say. So I thought that was done very, very well. One thing that I did notice throughout the entirety of the speech was that he walked around a lot, and my opinion is that was because maybe he was so nervous that he's walking around a lot just to counteract his nerves. Now, like I said, in my own personal self evaluation, that there's probably some things that I did that I didn't see, but when you have someone else looking at your work, they tend to notice things that you yourself don't notice when you're looking at yourself, because you look at yourself and you say, hey, I did a pretty good job, but then you get other people who have to look at your stuff with a fresh pair of eyes, and they say, hey, well, you know what, I noticed this for one, or this for two. So I did notice that he walked around a lot to counteract his nerves. Another thing that I noticed was that he looked at his phone, which I guess held his notes, a lot. And I think it's pretty difficult to maintain, the connection with your audience and eye contact with your audience if you're constantly looking down at your notes, because it kind of also sees that you really didn't study your subject matter. So it makes it kind of difficult to connect to the speaker. So I think that's something he needs to work on, is to practice out his speech out loud, look at his notes as much as possible, so that way when he does do the speech the next time, he's doing it better. He's able to calm his nerves a little bit more, and as well as, since he knows the subject matter well enough, he only has to look at his notes a few times just to make sure that he's staying on track. And the last thing that I noticed was that there was kind of like no build up towards his conclusion of the speech right before the introduction. It was just a lot of like fact about Joanna, and then we got the final introduction to Joanna Gaines. And that's fine and everything, but you know how most people, when they try to close out a speech, they always try to, build up, their person of interest right before they introduce them, or they reiterate some facts that they stated before, just before they introduced the person. So I think that's something he also kind of needs to work on, is to make that build up and reiterate some final facts just before the introduction. But overall, I thought his delivery was good. He was able to get his points across, and he did a pretty good speech. So I'm interested to see what happens the next time Julian does a speech for the class. All right, thanks. Bye.